Hi, tell the story that before Bill Gates gets the Bill Gates Foundation, nobody likes him. And when he starts doing the foundation, the Gates Foundation, people start telling that he's a good guy that gives money to other people and help other people. You know? So, to me, this is what happened to factoring. Factoring is the thing that people start doing and doing and doing and doing, and they say like, why I'm doing this, I'm not gonna use it, it's not gonna help me. But when you notice that you use factoring, for example in polynomial equations, you understand why you need that. You notice that factoring helps many people to solve many situations. We're just going to see one of them, that is polynomial equations. And what is a polynomial equation? Okay, to me a polynomial equation is just an equation that could be expressed in terms of polynomials. Okay? So other equations are rational equations that refers to fractions, or maybe radical equations that refers to roots. Polynomial equations refers to polynomials. To solve a polynomial equation, we just need to know one rule, and the rule is the zero factor property. Zero factor property establishes that if you have a multiplication of two terms, two factors, a times b equals 0, so you can establish that a equals 0 or b equals 0 or a and b equals 0 at the same time. Okay, this is the zero factor property, and this is how it works. And how to solve a polynomial equation? So to solve a polynomial equation, you just need 3 steps. Set the equation equals to 0, factor polynomial if possible, and use zero factor property. This is when you need to understand how to factor the polynomial, okay? Factor the polynomial completely. If you don't know how to factor a polynomial completely, you can watch in my tube. There's a video about how to apply the factoring completely, or you can see another videos or books that explains how to factor completely. Here I'm going to use the example in which I'm going to apply the factoring completely, but if you don't get it pretty much, you need to practice about the factoring completely, because this is the key to solve a polynomial equation. So let me show you the example. The example establishes that 3x cubed plus 4x squared equals 27x plus 36. So we're going to set the equation equals to 0 first. How to set the equation equals to 0? Easy. You have 27. We can subtract by 27 both sides of the equation and subtract 36. Okay? So I set the equation equals to 0. Let me correct something here. Let me put it in orange to watch the okay, that's fixed. So I set the equation equals to 0. Now second step, it says factor polynomial if possible. Okay, we can add here the word completely, the polynomial. Factor completely the polynomial if possible. So how could we factor the polynomial completely? Here we have 4 terms, so there's no GCF. 3 and 4 they are primes to each other, so there's no GCF, but we can apply factor by grouping. Factor by grouping. Okay, which are the steps to factor by grouping? If you want to factor by grouping, you just need to find two terms, divide the polynomial into groups, in this case of two terms, and find the GCF of each term and factor it. So here the GCF of these two terms is x squared. So we can factor x squared we're going to factor it, and here we have x 3x times x squared is 3x cubed plus 4. And here we're going to find the GCF. GCF would be negative 27 and 36. So 9 is the GCF, negative 9. So we have here that is 3x plus 4. Let's check. Negative 9 times 3x, negative 27x. Negative 9 times 4, negative 36. So yes, we're doing the factoring completely. And now look at here. After you found the factoring, we can factor the binomial 3x plus 4. So let's factor the binomial 3x plus 4. And we have, in parentheses, x squared minus 9. Okay? 3x plus 4 times x squared times negative 9. Okay, we apply factor by grouping. Before you finish your factoring, you have to check that you couldn't apply another factoring method to each factor. So for example, 3x plus 4, this is one of the factors. It couldn't be factored, it's prime, but x squared minus 9 could be factored. It's a difference of squares. So use difference of squares. So the difference of squares is x squared minus 9. The square here is x and the square here is 3. So we got to write just that we're using x minus 9 and, excuse me, it's not 9, it's 3, and x plus 3. Okay, now we factor completely the polynomial. Now we're going to use zero factor property. Apply zero factor property. Okay, so zero factor property established that each factor should be equal to 0. Okay, if a times b equals 0, a equals 0, b equals 0. If we have z, so z equals 0. So a equals 0, first factor, 3x plus 4 equals 0. Okay? So what is the answer here? If 3x plus 4 equals 0, x equals negative 4/3. Okay? Subtract by 4, then divide by 3. This is one option. Second option, x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, gonna write the equation, just tell me. x minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3. And the other option, x plus 3 equals 0, so x equals negative 3. Okay, so the solution is x equals to the set negative 3, negative 4/3, and 3. Okay, this is the solution. This is the solution, and this is the final answer. Okay, if you want to check if I did the process appropriately, if I didn't have any mistake about it, you just need to do something. You just need to take x minus 3 in the equation and get the answer. Okay, get the answer. Then have negative 4/3 in the equation and have the answer. And finally have 3 in the equation and have the answer. Okay? And you can check it. For example, if it's negative 3, this is negative 81, this is negative 81, and this is 36, and this is 36. If it's positive 3, this is 81, this is 81, this is 36, and here we have 36. And you can check with negative 4/3. That is the correct answer. Okay? That's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, that you understand how to apply polynomial equations. If you have a comment to tell me, just send me the comment. Tell me, maybe if you need to understand another polynomial equation, send me the polynomial equation, and I'll be so excited to help you to solve this polynomial equation. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye.